welcome to the Amplify Podcast. I'm here with my co-host Michael.
Hello.
And we're going to talk about the Red Bulls today. The Red Bulls coming off a good 3-0 win against Toronto FC. Red Bulls played great, especially against Toronto's weak defense, especially taking out Giovinco.
Yeah, Giovinco and Josie and Michael Bradley. Josie out the door and Michael Bradley are two, as we call them, Metro rejects or Red Bull rejects or whatever you want to call them. They both played for the New York Red Bulls slash Metro Stars. So it was, see them come back. It was pretty fun and interesting, but we stopped. Our Red Bulls defense just completely stopped that trio. So it was really fun to see those guys play.
So in a rundown of the game, early on the Red Bulls defense was playing great, but the attacking was not very good.
Yes.
The defense was shutting down Toronto's attacking, but we were worried that the attacking wasn't good. But then in the 27th minute, Bradley Wright Phillips shot it off the left foot to go to the center of the box. Mike Rella passed it through to him.
Yeah, nice little chip pass.
Yeah, that was a good goal. It put a lot more confidence into the Red Bulls and made Toronto really more on edge. Then later on, the game went by, halftime. Red Bulls had a few good chances. They were attacking. They kept defense nice, solid. We kept Toronto to very few shots.
Yes.
And then in the 65th minute, Sasha Kleshin passes it to Anthony Wallace with a goal.
Rifles it from far out. It basically dipped and it hit the ground first before it came to the goalkeeper, Bendick, and it just hopped over him, and he didn't expect it to bounce, and it went right over him. It was a really nice shot. Connor Lade has been playing phenomenal, and he got an assist too. He played a nice through ball to Sasha, and then Sasha found Wallace on the wing, which I didn't expect him to shoot that. We went all crazy when he scored that. We didn't expect that. It was it was a really nice goal, and for him as a young kid, his second goal in his rookie season, it's phenomenal. And we have depth at the left back position. We have Kamar Lawrence, who's our star left back, and then you have Anthony Wallace, our second best, and he's been playing phenomenal. And then you have Roy Miller, third, which used to be our number one guy. So.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Toronto had a lot of delays with minor injuries,
Yes.
which was odd. Obviously, they weren't trying to waste time because they were down 2-0, but they did waste a few good minutes there.
Yeah. Also because they played a game a couple days before, so if you watched the game, you could tell that they looked tired. Giovinco didn't look as sharp, but Matt Miazga and we met both stopped them, and also credit to Anthony Wallace and Connor Lade. Because if you watch the game, you can see Josie out the door and Giovinco go towards the wing because those two aren't as experienced. And Connor Lade did great. Matt Miazga did great on Giovinco and Josie. And we met, Anthony Wallace and we met played really well on Josie. Which, for me, I don't know about you, Matt, but I thought Josie played really lazy. He just didn't run.
Yeah.
He was
lazy. I think their that last game really affected their performance, especially in the later half. Their stamina just was all gone.
Yeah.
Later in the game, 90th minute in the extra time, it was 93rd minute, on the last minute of extra time, the Rebels' Gonzalo Verón scored.
A beautiful, not
beautiful. It was a nice run. It was a fast break down.
And he even
nice
started
shot.
The play too.
Yeah, and the whole stadium, that was an electric stadium,
yes.
Especially since it was the very end, right after that.
And you and me, Matt, we both looked at each other and we were just like, oh my God, he scored! Gonzalo Verón.
Yeah, that was a crowd pleasing goal, and the attendance was good. Reported attendance of 20,685, that's very good, especially since last week's game against NYCFC. Was sold out.
Yeah, it was sold out. That was the noise level. The South Ward was really loud. It was a great effort. Also, I don't know if most people know this, but Sasha Kleshin shaved his mustache. You could probably
Yes.
see it, but I was very disappointed with that. I liked his mustache, but I thought he didn't play that good, actually, Sasha. He looked a little shaky. He didn't pass the ball really well.
He
but
didn't. But the main thing, the main guy to help out in the beginning was Dax. Dax helped a lot,
yes.
especially in the mid defense area.
Yes, he helped. He helped a lot.
He kept it. He kept the defense nice and tight to prevent a Toronto attack, which could have drastically changed the game.
Yeah. And also, Luis Robles had, if there was two at the end of the game, Herculez Gomez, a new signing for Toronto. He came on and he had this great shot, and Robles made a full out dive, punched it away. They had another shot, and he saved it right after that, and Javinko had it, but he was offsides, that was fantastic play by Robles. He's very underrated in the league, so it's going to be tough if he did want to try to play for the national team, because you have, right now, Tim Howard, then you have Guzan, Nick Raimondo, then Bill Amid, and then maybe him, or even Johnson from Chicago, but he's very underrated, so I wish people actually looked at him more, but
I felt Robles had a really good game. He had a few very fine saves. Would you agree?
Yes, and also he made a good play in the beginning, in the first half. Javinko had a one-on-one, and because he's trying to get to the ball, and Robles came out and slide tackled and won the ball cleanly, which was really great from Robles coming out and winning the ball. So Javinko could have scored, but Javinko ended up being zero Vinko. No goals, no assists, no nothing.
Yeah, Javinko came in with 16 goals so far this year, and
best.
The Red Bulls just completely shut him down. They shut down the whole attacking. And since Toronto has no defense
whatsoever,
they were just sitting ducks, I guess.
Yeah, the thing is with Toronto, they waste all their money. Like I compare them to NYCFC. They waste money on 3 DPs attacking. They didn't. Toronto signed 3 attacking players, DP money, and then you don't have enough money to pay a good center back. You get another attacking guy, Herculez Gomez, which is a striker. You have great depth there, but you don't have any depth or even good starters at defense, and you end up getting these low end guys that aren't as good and aren't as experienced, and end up, you're letting up more goals than you're scoring. But with Sebastian Javinko, you don't have to worry about defending as well, because you have Javinko who can score 3 or 4 goals or even get a couple assists with that offense you have. But you just got to tighten it up with the defense.
Yeah, I mean, Toronto's philosophy, I guess, right now is attacking is the best defense. Offense is the best defense. But what happens is attacking players get tired much easier, and especially if you have a game right before, like if they had the Red Bull schedule that they're gonna have later in the year, that would be depth. That would be awful for them. But the Red Bulls, though, they have a lot of depth. They have a lot of options. You have to actually choose, who you're gonna play, like in terms of the defense, especially since we had 2 big guys out last night.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Red Bulls used to have no depth at deep on the bench whatsoever. You never see them ever sub, but now you have Gonzalo Verón coming off the bench and Sean Wright Phillips coming off the bench. You have depth. It's now the problem is who's gonna start, Grella, Sean Wright Phillips, or Gonzalo Verón, because Lloyd Sam is, I think, should be a DP, but I don't know. He just is very undervalued, and Sasha is now a new guy. You have Dax, who's the captain. You can't leave him out. And then you have BWP, our DP. You can't leave him out, obviously. So I think, personally, towards the end, I think Veron's going to start. I think Grella's going to still start. He's been playing phenomenal. His assists, he's been assisting really well, and he scores when we need it, and he's playing phenomenal. But having Sean Wright Phillips come off the bench towards the end of the game, when everybody else's stamina is they're all tired and low, you have Sean Wright Phillips, who has energy, skill, and he's fast. It's just very helpful. So I think the Red Bull. Well, from a couple people that I talked to after this game, they think that they have a chance to go through. So we have to take a game at a time. So I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, I mean that last night's game keeps the Rebels in second place, right behind DC United. DC's got 44 points and the Rebels have 39, so they're catching up.
Yeah.
And Toronto's down to 5th now. Toronto has 31 points. Up just above them is the Columbus Crew and New England Revolution, both with 34 points.
Yeah.
And below them is Montreal with 28. So they're right on the bubble there.
Mhm. I think Toronto would be in third if they had a good defense. Like if you have at least one good center back that can actually keep that defense controlled and always alert, then because they lost to Kansas City at home, which you shouldn't lose at home. That's not good when you need the points, especially if you're not playing. Especially home, you need to win those games, and now it's getting to the end of August. It's getting to the end of the season, and playoffs are going to be soon. So if you end up being one of the last seeds, you're playing DC or the Red Bulls, which right now both teams are good, but I don't know about DC. I just think because they played so many more games than everybody else, I think that's why they have the more points. But that's just what I think.
Yeah, I think DC right now is on a slide, especially
losing
after a bad loss to New York City FC 3-1.
Yeah.
When they were up. I mean, and New York City FC is not that great, so
No, they're in third to last, right? Something like that.
Yeah, New York City FC is in 8th right now with 27 points.
Like 7 points, yeah.
Yeah. DC United, though, I think is on the slide, and they're that playoff team that while they may stay high seeded in the playoffs, they're not the team to beat. They have to defend themselves, and they're gonna probably get knocked out.
It showed like last year.
First or second round, yeah.
Like the Red Bulls, nobody expected. DC played great last year. They were number 1 seed, and the Red Bulls, I think, were 3rd or 4th or something like that.
Yeah.
And we ended up beating them, going to the Eastern Conference Finals and losing to a hot and New England Revolution, which right now, Jermaine Jones is back, so they're probably they're gonna start winning again, which I don't like to see because then once they get hot, they're hot, and I don't know. We'll see with how they play. They won last night 2-0 against Houston, which was a very nail-biting game at the end. So we'll see the play. I think the Red Bulls are playing well. Jesse Marsh's his philosophy is working well. The high press offense, high press is working really well. So I think we're gonna do well in the playoffs. We just got to keep the defense got to keep playing as well as they're doing right now, shutting down probably the best strikers in the league, David Villa, Javinko, you name it. They're just playing phenomenal, the defense. So, you know what? What do you think? Do you think they're gonna do well in the playoffs if, let's say,
Yeah. Right now the Rebels are the hot team right now.
Yeah.
They're the team that's coming up in the playoffs. But this right now leaves us with 7, 8, 9 games to go. Which 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them are at home, which is a good advantage.
Yes.
We've got next game against the Chicago Fire. That's away.
Wednesday, right? Wednesday night or something like that. Yeah, that game we should win because they're in last. So.
Yeah, that game's away though, right?
Yes, it's a. Wait, is it away? Is that away? I don't. I think it might be away. Is it away? I'm not sure. It is. I'm actually really not sure. Oh no, yeah, it is away.
That's away, yeah.
Park, yeah. 8:30 p.m. So that's good. I'm not gonna miss it.
Yeah, but this puts us in. They've got all the games left. They've got to play against the Fire. So they've got Chicago Fire. They got to play
twice, I think, or 2 more
Twice, yeah.
times.
They got to play them twice. They also play DC once more. They got to
Mhm.
play New England once more. Portland,
That's gonna be an interesting game because
Columbus,
Portland's playing good.
Orlando, Columbus, Montreal, and Toronto. So, not a difficult schedule, but it is pretty jam packed.
Yeah.
Like there's a game on the August 26th, then August 30th, then September 11th, then 16th, then 20th,
Wow.
then 25th, then October 3rd, then 7th and 14th. So they've got a tight schedule, but they're not against exceptional teams. So I don't
And
know.
the thing is, we have depth. So if Grella plays one like Wednesday and then he's not, fit, you have Sean Wright Phillips or Verone that can start there. So you have depth. So it's I think the Red Bulls are gonna keep playing good. They're really playing great right now.
The only thing I hope is that they don't overachieve right now.
Yes.
We need to keep this. We don't want to have like a huge flame right now, but then it goes out. We need a steady log fire that can bring us into the playoffs, and then we can get hot, real hot in the playoffs. Right now, we just need to be steady, and the main thing we need is consistency. We need more consistent wins. Don't do anything crazy. Don't wear the players out each game because it's a tough. It's not a tough schedule, but it's a crammed schedule.
Yeah.
So what the Red Bulls got to do is they have to play consistent every night.
And
don't
play players every night 90 minutes. You gotta sub. Even like I saw Lloyd Sam sometimes get out taken out at the 60th minute. That's perfect because then you have him. He'll rest and he'll be fit for the next game. Which some people actually don't think he's actually been playing good since his injury against the Atlanta Silverback team for the Open Cup. But I think he's been playing good. So
I think he's been playing good enough that he can keep his spot.
No, he's keeping his spot. He's a proven. I think the thing is, teams have seen how he's playing, so they're like, okay, we know that once he's isolated against our wingbacks, Lloyd Sam's gonna win that battle. So they'll have like their left back and then their left midfielder come and press, and he'll have to pass it away because he'll lose it then.
Yeah. So.
And also, Seattle just beat Orlando. Not just, but today they beat Orlando. Seattle won against Orlando 4-0, which that's very helpful. Because now Orlando will go down. Thing is, like you said, the Rebels need to keep. Don't overachieve. I would like to see them maybe win Supporter Shield, but when they did win that, they got knocked out in the first round. So don't be under the radar. Don't be, the team they're the greatest team right now. Because then that's going to be in your head and, we're the best team. And you end up losing to the number 4th or 5th seed. So
yeah, I think the main thing is don't stat chase. The Red Bulls have to know, don't stat chase. If we win the Supporter Shield, that's great. If we don't, we're still good in the playoffs, Yeah. The main thing, I think the Rebels have a really nice shot at getting the trophy this year, but that does not come with stat chasing,
It doesn't come easily.
No.
Because the West is very jam-packed. Kansas City right now is playing exceptional. They just beat Vancouver last night 5 or 4-3. It was crazy. Vancouver was winning the whole game. Like, the Red Bulls and Vancouver are like similar. They don't have the star players. They all are good players and they play as a team. And Kansas City came out and won it at the end, which I'm nervous about Kansas City because I don't want to see them get hot. And because once they get hot, they won it 2 years ago or some.
Yeah, right now in the West, the top 3 teams are Galaxy with 43, then the Whitecaps with 42, then Kansas City with 40. So it's pretty close. I mean, between FC Dallas is 38 and they're in 5th, and the Galaxy have 43, and they're top. So that's close.
The test is for the Red Bulls. Can they keep winning in September? Because last year, by this time right now, we'd be talking about could they make the playoffs. September, we were talking about can they keep winning. So can we win all the games in September like we did last year, or will we fizzle out and end up falling apart at the end, or could we keep that consistency?
Yeah, I think
That's the problem.
I think that's a good point to leave it on.
I thing is, for the Western Conference, going back just to end off, I don't know about Seattle. Thing is, if like Dempsey and Obafemi Martins got injured and they completely fell apart, so I don't know how they were gonna do, but they ended up winning against Orlando. I think Obafemi Martins scored, I think, a hat trick today, so that's good for Seattle.
Yeah.
Get back in the playoff spot. Also before the end of the video, we're gonna have a little highlight video of the Toronto FC game where we have some fireworks, because they did the fireworks ceremony. So I actually got some video of it, so we'll put some of that in the end, and I hope you enjoyed, and just keep watching us and like our videos and do whatever you can, and I hope you enjoyed.